These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. You know what's really terrifying? That unfinished college degree lurking in the background, just sitting there waiting for you. That's where Southern New Hampshire University comes in. With flexible online degree programs, there's no commuting, no rigid schedule, and no more excuses. Plus, they have some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to learn more before your degree becomes just another story about what could have been. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, weirdos. I'm Elena.
I'm Ash.
And this is Morbid.
And it's Morbid in the morning.
We've been doing a lot of Morbid in the afternoon.
Ooh, I liked that.
Yeah, so
it was kind of like the song where it's like, it's 9 in the afternoon. Your eyes are the size of the moon.
I love
that one.
I do know that.
You can, because you did, so you do. You're feeling so good.
I love the emo of it all.
It's so fun.
I love it.
One time I was going to go to an emo night, but then it got ruined. Yay.
Yay. Also, that was Panic at the Disco, right?
I think maybe, but I'm doubting it now.
I think it is.
9 in the after. Yep.
Your eyes are the size of the
moon. You can because you did, so you do.
I love
feeling
it.
so good.
Feel it.
Just the way that you should when it's 9 in the afternoon.
But no, it's the morning. Here we are.
It's like 9 in the morning. Oh, damn it, it's not anymore.
It's not, but it would have been great if it was.
Imagine.
We should just say it is because I don't know when this comes out, but it'll be 9 at 9 in the afternoon somewhere.
Thursday, like 2 weeks from now, I think. I don't know.
I will never understand it. I feel like the like door guards in Labyrinth when he's like, I don't know. I never understood it. That's literally my permanent state of being.
Yeah, honestly, same. That was also a really good impression. Sorry,
Thank you.
I'm like holding in a little bit of a mouth noise right now. I just had some Alka-Seltzer.
Ash is feeling a little heartburny.
Oh, you turn 27 and then you just die.
It all goes to hell.
Honestly, I woke up early and I got on my treadmill action this morning, but then that moved things around.
It moves it all around. It makes it burn.
Yeah, and then I had like a nice like health breakfast, but then I did see that you had mini muffins for your children, and I said, "Ooh, I happen to be one of those children." So I ate a little mini muffin, and you would have thought that I ate a blazing bowl of fire.
You would have thought.
But now I had Alka-Seltzer, so I feel Alka-Seltzer for me works like right away.
That's good.
You've had heartburn, right?
I had it when I was pregnant a little bit.
Can you have Alka-Seltzer when you're pregnant?
I'm pretty sure you can. I just did Tums.
Oh, see, Tums it like redoes
Oh
it.
yeah, it's a thing, yeah. But it wasn't bad enough when I was pregnant that I think it bothered me. I think I also ate bread and it helped.
Eating bread does help.
Any excuse to eat bread, really.
Yeah, may I please have bread?
But yeah, here we are.
Here we are. Yeah, I have a really sad case today, obviously, because, you're listening to Morbid.
Yeah, that's what you came for.
That's what you came for. This one is crazy, and I don't want to, give too much away, so I'm just going to kind of do, a cold start, if that's cool with you.
I'm fine with that.
All right, so we're going to be talking about the murder of Michele Neurauter today.
Okay.
And she was previously Michele Laundy, and she met her husband, Lloyd Neurauter, in 1989.
Oh, I was like, this is an old one.
Only you do those.
Yeah.
They met in 1989.
Okay.
Which, that's old-timey, I guess.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
But they met when they were both in high school. She was 18 and she was in her senior year, and Lloyd was 2 years younger. And they became friends over time. And then when Michele graduated and she had her grad party, that's when her parents remembered meeting Lloyd for the first time. And that's kind of when he started coming around more often.
Okay.
Because after the party, they started hanging out more and more, and eventually they began dating. Their relationship kind of developed pretty quickly. And even though Lloyd was much younger, given their ages, I feel like it's kind of more pronounced at that age.
I was going to say that phase in life, yeah.
Exactly. But even though he was younger, Michele felt like he was easy to talk to, he was smart, and their conversations were never boring. Mm-hmm. And that was something she really liked about him.
Yeah.
Which, we love a good conversationalist. So after Lloyd graduated from high school in 1991, they did get married, and then they went off to college. Well, he went off to college, the same one as Michele. She had already gone.
She was already there.
Yes. But now he went into engineering, and Michele ended up getting her degree in English. And after college, they continued on the fast track, and within a year of graduating, Michele was pregnant with their first kid, and then quickly got pregnant with their second child, another daughter.
Wow.
Ultimately, they would end up having 3 daughters. But their second daughter, they named Karrie after Michele's sister.
Oh, that's really sweet.
That's adorable. Why didn't Elena name one of the children Ashley?
Sorry.
It's fine. So,
can't go back.
No, I'm glad you didn't. The name is far too common. Now, the family moved to a pretty big farmhouse in Corning in upstate New York. Lloyd got a job working as an engineer with Corning Incorporated.
Wow. Good job.
Good job. Now, the move kind of seemed like a step in the right direction for the family. But also at the same time, the stress of moving and kind of starting a new job and everything started to bring out some of Lloyd's, you could say, less attractive character traits.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Michele's mother, Jeanne, had seen some of those qualities all along, though. She told reporters he was arrogant from the beginning.
Oh.
Yeah, she never really liked Lloyd.
She wasn't into it.
She wasn't into it, and she also was just I don't really understand, what my daughter sees in this guy.
Oh.
Which that's never good.
No.
But because she and her husband really respected their daughter, they kept their thoughts to themselves. Yeah. And the thing was, they weren't the only people who felt like this, so it wasn't their standards are just too high. It was, no, other people felt this way too. Michele's sister, Karrie, the one that her daughter was named after, she started noticing things about Lloyd that made her a little bit nervous. He had very, very high, very unreasonable expectations of his family. She said he would snap his fingers and they'd line up and they would stand there like little soldiers.
Ooh, I hate that.
Have you ever seen a family like that, though? And you're like, ooh.
Yeah, and you're just I don't know about this.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's not, to me, the way it's being described here, and I'm just saying it's just my opinion.
That's
my
opinion!
That this feels more like fear-based and not respect-based.
Yes, I
kind of
definitely
thing.
think
Like
so.
it's not just respect. I want to listen to what you have to say. It's like I'm scared not to.
And I don't want my kids to be
No,
scared
you don't
of
want
me.
them to be scared of you.
I actually remember one of my first business classes, I had this wicked good professor. I forget his name though. But he said, he was talking about like being in a position of power, and he was like, had a whole discussion with us of, would you rather be feared or respected? And a lot of people thought that you had to be feared to be respected. And I was like, no, I don't think so.
It's not respect that comes out of
No,
fear.
exactly.
It's just fear.
Those are two very different things
Yeah,
in my opinion,
exactly.
at least. But to people a little more removed, like in the outside world, Lloyd actually seemed like he was a doting father to them, the people who were removed. They saw the dad that, brought his kids to ballet class, made sure they were all put together, Mm-hmm. But the cracks would be apparent to anybody who was paying close enough attention to see them. A family friend, Meena Raj, remembered, there were times when I'd call my mom and tell her that I was worried about how strict of a disciplinarian he was. It was sort of like you never knew when he would snap. And if he decided he was mad at one of them, he would call them over, yell front and center.
Oh, come on. These are little babes. Like,
Dude, this isn't the army.
that's
you're
the
not
thing. I'm
a
like,
drill
do you
sergeant.
think you're in like Full Metal Jacket? Like, get out of here.
It's too much. So by the early to mid 2000s, the Neurauters' facade of a happy family was definitely starting to slip. Lloyd was still working at Corning, but his job was about to make some cuts because this was right around the time of the market crash.
Yeah.
So the economy was suffering. And he probably kind of resented the fact that while his career was getting a little rockier, Michelle's career had actually taken off.
Oh.
Because once all three girls were in school, Michele decided that she wanted to go back to school and pursue a graduate degree.
Wow.
And actually, eventually, she took a job teaching English at one of the local colleges. And then a few years after that, she had this blog called The Professional Family Manager.
Oh.
And her blog was gaining popularity and took off.
Oh, wow.
It actually got nominated for a national award from Nickelodeon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, isn't that
That's crazy.
So she was doing really, really well.
Yeah.
And her success only seemed to add to the difficulty between her and Lloyd.
Oh, is he one of those that can't handle it?
That's the thing. It's like, I feel like if your partner isn't celebrating your success with you,
That's a problem.
Something's wrong.
That's a big problem.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine coming home to Drew and like telling him something exciting that happened and him being like
Like
jealous
annoying
or
him.
like,
Yeah.
being like annoyed by that.
Yeah, no, that's not good. Like
No.
you should be able to celebrate each other when one of you rises, you should be celebrating.
Exactly. But that was not the case here. Michelle's mom said that Lloyd would, quote, often put her down with a smile on his face.
Oof.
Yeah. So
I do not like Lloyd.
none of us do. Now, if Michelle's parents were concerned, which it very much sounds like they were, they must have been really, really worried when Michelle slowly started cutting them out. She was kind of backing away from them. And by 2007, her relationship with them was non-existent.
Oh, no.
So the mom figured that, Lloyd probably had something to do with the daughter cutting ties with the family. But of course, she couldn't really know for sure.
Yeah.
In 2020, she told CBS News, I think that he threatened her either to harm the children or to harm her.
Jeez.
And Michelle's friend, Cynthia Raj, would later confirm that Jeannie's suspicions of Lloyd were actually spot on. She reiterated a conversation that she had with Michelle, where Michelle told her, it was Lloyd that made me cut off contact with them. And then Cynthia elaborated, he didn't want her to have a place to go if she wanted to leave.
Oh, my God.
This
Yeah,
guy
that's
is
really
like,
bad.
Control.
Oh.
So in 2008, he did end up losing his job at Corning. And a few months later, he ended up getting a different job offer from a company over in New Jersey. So if he took that job, it would mean that they would have a lot more time apart.
Which would be good.
Which would be good, which is sad because usually when you see
That
like
would
a
be-
family,
yeah.
the dynamic is like, no, we don't want mom or dad to take this job far
Yeah.
away and like be away from us.
But this is like no go.
Kind of seemed that way. Now, so the separation to Michelle, she was like, I think this is a good idea.
Yeah.
And I think she was kind of just desperate for time by herself to thrive because
Yeah.
she was thriving, but she was probably quietly thriving.
Exactly. And being tampered down all the time. So it's like,
Yeah, like not wanting to piss him off.
Yeah.
So I think she was like, you know what, fucking go for it. So he took the job, and the separation kind of proved itself to be something Lloyd wanted to make permanent. After years of being separated, in 2013, he ended up filing for divorce.
wow. I didn't see that coming.
That's the thing. I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. I think they figured, maybe Michele will get to that point eventually.
That's the thing. I would have saw that.
But nobody saw it coming from Lloyd.
No.
And especially not Michele. She obviously knew that their marriage wasn't the happiest marriage in the world.
Yeah.
But she was shocked. And her attorney, Susan Betz-Giedemir, said,
Whoa.
I know, I put a little phonetic in there for myself. She said Michele was surprised that he had filed for divorce. She had done everything she thought she could to do to make him happy and the family happy. Oof. Which is sad.
That is so sad.
But apparently, in the years that he and Michele spent away from one another, Lloyd decided he really didn't have a lot of use for her anymore. But what he did want was sole custody of their 3 daughters. And Michele's attorney explained just how determined he was to get what he wanted. This is insane. The attorney said Lloyd was relentless in using the legal system to harass Michele. It just never ended. There were 26 separate sets of filings post-divorce.
Are you kidding me?
26.
What?
Isn't that insane?
Wow.
So obviously, during and after the divorce, things became very bitter between them. But things were more contentious than usual with these court dates going back and forth.
Yeah.
And in his court filings, Lloyd accused Michele of anything and everything he thought would get him full custody, especially because he didn't want to pay child support because he was in a lot of debt.
My God.
Now, Michele, on the other hand, she accused him of trying to turn their kids against her. So not long after the divorce, she ended up selling their farmhouse, the family house that they lived in together, and she moved into a smaller house and still in the same town of Corning.
Okay.
And their oldest daughter actually ended up moving to New Jersey to live with Lloyd, and Karrie and then the youngest daughter stayed with Michele.
Okay.
So Michele has the middle child and the youngest child, and Lloyd has the oldest child.
Okay.
Getting paid twice a month doesn't mean money is scarce. It just feels that way. That feeling makes you do weird stuff, like putting things on a card you didn't need to. Earnin removes that feeling. With Earnin, you can access up to $150 per day of money you've already earned, plus up to $1,000 between paychecks. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees, and expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already on it, and honestly, it's wild it didn't exist sooner. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Morbid under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state. So the divorce and the fighting between Michele and Lloyd obviously took a heavy toll on all of their kids. All of these girls are old enough to know what's going on.
Of course.
And no
That's
matter what, even if they're not, our bodies pick up on that,
Yeah.
But everything seemed to show in Karrie the most of all, the middle child. She was in her junior year of high school when her parents divorced. So she was at the age where kids usually distance themselves from their parents anyway. But now she seemed to be avoiding her mom even more than usual.
Ugh.
A family friend, Rose Coluccio, I think is how you say it, she said of their relationship, it got more strained as she approached her senior year.
Eek.
Yeah. So by mid-2017, after just years and years and years of bitter custody fights, harassment, abuse, the whole nine, Michele was shocked when she had a court date with Lloyd and he was supposed to show up. And this court date was going to be addressing custody of their youngest daughter. And he just didn't show up.
What?
And she was like, we've been doing this for years. At the, it sounds like almost 10 years.
How are you not...
They divorced in 2013. Now it's 2017.
That's 4 years.
4 years of this stuff, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden he just doesn't show up. Like,
What?
so weird. So she texted her lawyer saying, "I'm in shock. Lloyd did not show up for the appearance for his petition for sole custody. He did not withdraw. He did not ask for an adjournment. He did not answer the court's phone calls, emails, nothing."
Huh.
It seemed like after all those years, he had just given up and walked away. But Michelle's attorney was like freaked out by
Yeah.
this. She was like, something's not right.
You don't fight that long and then just give up.
No.
No.
And the attorney said it was very unusual. It was unthinkable, really.
Yeah, that would concern me a lot.
Me too. Now, since he didn't show up, the case obviously was dismissed, which left the youngest daughter in Michelle's custody. So Michelle was relieved that this, seemed to mean that they were putting their worst years behind them. But at the same time, she knew who she was dealing with.
Yeah, Lloyd's not going to let this go.
No, she knew that he wasn't the type to back down until he got literally everything he thought he was owed. So what I think is that she probably was relieved and kind of trying to put the worry in the back of her mind and just celebrate a small win.
Yeah.
So by the summer of 2017, Karrie was a sophomore at the Rochester Institute of Technology, and she was living off campus. So that meant the youngest daughter was the only one still home with Michelle. Now, on the afternoon of August 28th, 2017, a family friend came by the house to pick up that youngest daughter for swim practice.
Okay.
And almost immediately, this friend got the feeling that something was very wrong. He knocked on the door to let Michelle and her daughter know that he was there, but nobody was coming to answer. But even though through the window, he saw what looked like an adult standing in the stairway.
Huh.
And the thing was, Michelle and her daughter, like either one of them, usually came to the door pretty quickly. So the fact that somebody was just standing there on the stairs, completely motionless and like not moving and coming to the door or anything, was alarming. So he was freaked out and he was like, "I feel like I should call 911. Like, I don't know what's going on here."
Yeah.
So he did call 911. He said, "Got something strange happening at our friend's house. I thought I saw the mother standing in the stairway, but she's motionless."
Ooh, that's weird.
Very weird. So the Cornish police sergeant, John McDivitt, he was the first to arrive at the scene. And he also looked through the little pane of glass in the front door, and he could see what the family friend had described to 911. He said, "I could see a female laying at the bottom of the stairs." And he also said he felt like something wasn't quite right there.
Well, yeah. If
So
somebody's laying at the bottom of the stairs, that's
Yeah.
probably not great.
Definitely not good. So he entered the house and he was immediately greeted by the family dog, who came running when the door was open. But when McDivitt announced his presence, nobody answered. And the figure at the bottom of the stairs did not move.
Oh, yeah.
He said, "As I got closer, I could see there was a rope around her neck. There was no pulse. She was cold and stiff to the touch."
Oh, my God.
It was Michelle.
Oh.
Now, as far as he could tell in that moment, it looked like Michele Neurauter had hanged herself from a rope tied to the banister at the top of the stairs.
Oh, my God.
But more importantly, in that moment at least, was the fact that her daughter was
Oh,
supposed to be
yeah.
home, the 14-year-old daughter, but now she was nowhere to be found.
Oh, no.
So they're freaking out.
Yeah.
So they quickly searched the house. There's no child in sight. There's also no suicide note, which they thought was bizarre. So while crime scene technicians processed the scene at the house, the police began a search in the area for the youngest Neurauter girl. Now, after a few hours had gone by, investigators got a call from Karrie, the middle daughter, and she said she just heard the news about her mom, and she wanted to let authorities know that actually she had her younger sister, and the younger sister was with her in Rochester,
Okay.
almost 100 miles away from Corning.
Okay.
And this family friend, remember, is picking up the youngest daughter for swim practice.
Yeah.
So why all of a sudden
Why
is
is
she
she
100
100
miles
miles
away? So that's
a
pretty
little
much what
strange.
investigators asked. And through tears, Karrie explained why she had her sister. According to her, she had gone home to Corning on the afternoon of the 28th. She wanted to spend one last night with her mom before her semester started. She told detectives, "When I got there, my mom started freaking out." And she said her mom was, quote unquote, raged at her because she felt like Karrie was taking Lloyd's side in the custody hearings.
Okay.
So Karrie explained that as the argument went on, her mom was getting more and more irrational. She said she started freaking out and screaming, and she woke my little sister up. So I guess eventually the fight escalated to the point where, out of concern for the younger daughter, Karrie said she took her out of the house and they went back to Rochester for the night.
Okay.
So, de-escalating the
Yeah,
situation,
that's all
it
sad.
sounds like,
All of this is sad.
Exactly. So investigators are hearing this and they're like, okay. And at first glance, Michelle's death kind of appeared to investigators like it really could just be suicide. But friends and family were like, there's no way. Like they vehemently disagreed with that. For one thing, putting the problems with Lloyd to the side for a second, Michelle's personal life and her career were going extremely well. Her friend Cynthia said she had a great job, and it was not the place in her life where she would have committed suicide after all the really difficult years she'd been through. And then her divorce lawyer agreed and said, I never believed it. She was determined to have a successful life, and she did.
That's why it was so shocking to me when you said that. I was like, what?
Yeah, it seems
Like
very
nothing
abrupt.
here. I mean, not that I have a full picture of her every day to day, but it's like seemed very sudden and out of nowhere.
Right, especially when realistically she would be celebrating the fact that after all these years of fighting
That he had given up.
he'd given up.
Seemingly.
Exactly.
I'm sure she knew he hadn't, and that is like a factor there. That it's like, did you know that it was going to
Something
be
else
something
was
awful
coming.
was going to come from this? Like he wasn't going to let it lie.
Right. But the timing just seemed weird to
And it
everybody.
doesn't seem like it seems like she would fight for her daughters.
Yeah, and she
like
had
she
been.
wouldn't just give up like that either.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So and that's the thing. Other people who knew Michelle went a step further, and they said not only did they think that Michelle would not have ended her own life, but that if it was murder, they needed to look at Lloyd.
Yeah.
They were like, before you sign that dotted line and decide like how she went out of
You
here,
need to
look at
into
Lloyd.
this. Yeah. I'm glad they said that was like, everybody was like, oh.
Yeah, like no.
Yeah.
And that same family friend that I mentioned earlier, Rose Coluccio, I want to say it is, she told Dateline, when asked at the scene what I thought, my answer was, I think he did it.
Wow.
So that tells you something.
That's the thing. When people are just off the bat, like I don't know anyone in my life.
No.
And I feel very lucky that I don't know anyone in my life that if they suddenly died, that I would be like, you got to look at this person. Like, I don't know anyone like that.
No, me either.
And it's like, so if I knew somebody that the first thought in my mind was, it's probably them.
Right?
It's probably them.
And imagine having that level of concern for like a family friend or like a relative.
Like, that's awful. And then to see it like this and be like, it ended how I was worried it was going to end.
Right. That I can't imagine. So here's the thing. Obviously, these were Michelle's friends and family speaking. And obviously, it's common for those people to be shocked when their friend or loved one maybe takes their own life.
Absolutely.
And it's also pretty common that they would reject the idea entirely and be
Of course.
no, they would never be the person to do that, or,
Because it usually does come seemingly out of nowhere to everyone like
Right.
around you, like it's not always very obvious.
But in this case, it wasn't just the shock of unexpectedly losing Michelle. There was, as we all know at this point, a very long history of domestic abuse and violence in the family that friends and family were well aware of and very worried about.
Yeah.
In fact, when Jeannie made it to Corning, that's Michelle's mother, after her daughter's death, and she started going through Michelle's personal things, she started to get an even clearer picture of how dysfunctional Michelle and Lloyd's marriage had been. She said, I started finding court documents and I started finding screenshots of texts. She was just constantly abused, emotionally abused.
That's so sad.
It is. Now, when that was brought to the attention of the investigators looking into Michelle's death, coupled with some bizarre findings in the autopsy, they were starting to think that maybe her friends and family could be onto something here. Because she might have been found in a manner that indicated suicide, but what struck the coroner as very strange was when he discovered a U-shaped mark around her chin that suicide by hanging just couldn't account for. Because the mark on her chin actually unsettled the police chief, Jeff Spaulding, so much that he didn't want the label on the death to be suicide. He was worried that it was going to be written as suicide, and something about this was telling him that it wasn't.
Oh, geez.
He said, it appeared as though somebody had gone behind and thrown a rope over the neck and pulled back and down, causing the mark.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And he said he hoped that the autopsy would confirm their suspicions. But unfortunately, when the results came back, the cause of death was listed as undecided, undetermined causation. So now they had to go back to the drawing board. And once there was Karrie's story to consider next to the evidence. She said that her and her mom had gotten into this big fight the night that she died.
Yeah.
And she claimed it was because Michele thought that Karrie was supporting her father over her. Now, investigators realized, of course it's possible that Michele was upset about this. But again, Lloyd had just failed to show up to the court and the case was dismissed. So it kind of seemed like this huge stressor in her life was resolved.
Yeah.
And under those circumstances, it didn't really seem like she'd be enraged at Karrie at that point, like to get in such a big fight over this.
No, it doesn't add up.
No. And they also were like, I don't really think she would be super hopeless about the situation either. So now they were leaning more toward the possibility that Michele was murdered. And even though the evidence was very, very circumstantial at that point, it did strongly suggest that her ex-husband, Lloyd, was worth looking into. But there was a problem with the theory that he had something to do with it. He had a pretty strong alibi. When police discovered Michele's body, he was nearly 3,000 miles away at a job interview in California.
Oh.
However, with that being said, he had been in New York around the time that Michele had been killed.
Oh.
He just got to New York after, or got to California after that.
So he just got there quick.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Real quick. According to Karrie, her father had helped her move into her new apartment on August 26th, and then he stayed in a hotel room that night and left for California on the 27th and had been there ever since.
Okay.
But actually, when investigators called to tell him about Michele, he was still in California. And once he was informed that she had died, he flew right back to New York.
Huh.
And the first thing he did was go to the, I think it's Steuben County Family Court to, quote, turn off his child support and maintenance payments.
Yeah, you got to do that real quick.
That was the first thing he did. It's like, do you want to check in with any of your children, sir?
Yeah.
Like, their mother was just died.
Yeah.
Like, what?
No.
Now, as he was leaving that courthouse that day, he ran into Corning Police Detective James Volpe. And James was like, hey, like, you want to chat? And weirdly, Lloyd seemed pretty eager to talk about Michele's death.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They sat down in Detective Volpe's car for what turned out to be a actually pretty lengthy interview. And Lloyd, he gave the same alibi that his daughter had given them a couple days earlier. And he, went on to say that he checked into the motel after helping Karrie move. He said they had dinner together. And after Karrie left, he went to bed. And then he said the next morning he met Karrie and his younger daughter around 7 a.m. for breakfast. Then he left the hotel and was off to California.
Okay.
So Volpe was like, okay. And then they went back to the station and he decided to check into that even further.
I'm glad.
And data from his cell phone actually seemed to corroborate the story that he had told investigators and Karrie had told investigators. But the security footage from the hotel told a very different story.
Uh-oh.
When investigators looked at the footage...
Those darn cameras.
Those freaking cameras.
Get you every time.
It's like, Jesus Christ, people, look around.
Yeah.
I mean, or don't.
Don't, honestly.
But so they looked at the footage and they saw Karrie and Lloyd get to the hotel the evening after she moved into her apartment. But when he walks her to her car later that night, he can clearly be seen getting into the car and leaving with her. When he said he went to bed and then they met up for breakfast the next morning.
Guy.
Nope.
Come on.
And then he didn't appear on camera again until the next morning. And that was when he was supposed to be getting breakfast with his kids. And the police chief there, Jeff Spaulding, pointed out he still appears to be wearing the same clothes that he had on the night before. Lloyd's story was that he stayed at the hotel room all night. The video evidence is saying no, he didn't.
The video evidence is saying no. That is incorrect.
So now the police had evidence that he lied to them about his alibi, and they were like, well, shit, maybe he really did have something to do with this after all. So combined with the physical evidence documented during the autopsy, everything investigators were learning about Lloyd indicated that, yeah, he probably had something to do with this.
Yeah.
But they had to identify his motive, which was pretty easy.
Yeah.
The district attorney's office did some digging, and they found out that he was, quote, not in a good financial place. According to Baker, Lloyd had over $100,000 in credit card debt.
Oh, damn.
And he was paying his wife almost $6,000 a month.
Wow.
Like child support.
Yeah.
$100,000
In credit card debt.
Like,
How do you, that
Damn.
much credit card debt?
Yeah, that's a lot.
100,000? How do they even let you spend that much?
I was gonna say, how did it even get that bad?
It had to have been across like multiple accounts.
Oh, it had to have been, yeah.
Oh my God. I remember the first credit card I got when I was like 18. I fucking maxed it out at like, I think it was probably like $3,000. And it took me years to pay it back. 100,000?
It destroys you.
I was
At
like,
100,000, like, you're done.
I also was like, damn, what was your credit score? Because mine was really bad back
It's like
then.
a 200.
See, oh my God, that makes me nauseous. Oh.
This part of the show is brought to you by Anua, the Korean skincare brand known for scientific, gentle, yet effective formulations. The latest from Anua is the Retinol Collagen Gua Sha Cream, a firming cream with a gua sha-shaped tip built right in. Have you guys heard of gua sha? It's that viral massage tool that moves fluid and tension out of your face. Less puffiness, a snatched jawline, honey, more definition in your face. Retinol firms and reduces fine lines, and collagen keeps your skin plump and structured. This cream has both of those things, arguably the most optimal combo for that snatched, lifted look all in one step. I am obsessed with the Gua Sha cream. First of all, it feels so cool to the touch. When you put that on your face, it's just like, this is lovely. It's like a little spa treatment that you can give yourself. I like to do mine at night after I get out of the shower. I rub the cream on my face with the little gua sha. I'm sculpting that jawline, honey. I got it on the cheekbones. And actually, I had a facial the other day, and the lady doing my facial, the professional, she said, "Do you use a gua sha at home?" And I said, "I do." And I said, "How did you know that?" And she said, "I didn't have those little like bumps in my chin or like different areas like that." So she could tell that I was using the gua sha. And I said, "Oh my God." I just feel like I wake up less puffy in the morning when I do it the night before. But you can do it whenever you want to. I, 10 out of 10, recommend this product. The Anua Gua Sha Cream value set is available at anua.com, already discounted. Use code MORBID for an extra 10% off. That's ANUA.com, code MORBID. The Sherwin-Williams summer sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off their newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're looking to refresh your interior or your exterior, they've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
But that wasn't it. Baker was also, who worked for the DA's office, was also able to find out that Lloyd had already tried to collect Michelle's $260,000 life insurance policy, which clearly would have taken care of his debt.
I am so glad that these idiots are so fucking stupid.
Me too.
Thank goodness.
Me
because, like,
too.
Are you fucking kidding me, my guy?
Dude, this is
like, Jesus.
right out there. Like, you
Oh
have
my
this much
God.
debt. You already tried to, first of all,
You immediately shut off all the payments.
why did you think that you were going to get her fucking life insurance? You've been divorced for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, what? But based on what they'd learned so far, the district attorney's office, they believed that Lloyd killed Michele and Karrie had either helped him or was helping him cover it up.
Shut up.
Yeah.
They thought she had something to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
They couldn't prove it quite yet, but they were like, the way that she was covering for him,
Oh, no.
they were like, she either knows something about this or she participated.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So now they had a suspect with the means, the motive, and the opportunity to commit Michelle's murder. Now investigators were able to get a warrant, and they put wiretaps on Lloyd and Karrie's phones to monitor those conversations. But it was November 2017 when they started monitoring those conversations. And by that point, almost 2 months had gone by since Michele had been killed. So Karrie and Lloyd weren't really talking about Michele that much anymore.
Yeah.
Which
they got.
I'm like, damn, that was your whole ass mom. But
Yeah,
okay.
but like, wow. Apparently they got what they needed out of the situation.
Yeah. So Jeff Spalding, police chief, said, in order to kind of refresh things, we did what was called tickle the wire.
That's precious.
Which I fucking love.
Tickle the wire?
Tickle the wire.
I didn't know that was a term.
Nor did I. Apparently, it's a tactic that police will use to make criminals think that they're under like super intense scrutiny. So it makes them talk about their crime more.
Because they're like freaked out.
Exactly.
And anxious.
So what they did was in late November, they had Detective Volpe there call Karrie and imply, because you know, you can imply.
Smart. That's pretty fucking smart.
Right? They were like, we found some new information and we're going to need to talk to you. Like, you're going to have to come down. So Karrie took the bait. And as soon as she got off with the detective, she called her dad and let him know that they were calling her back in. And Lloyd was like, it's probably just a formality. Like, there's nothing to worry about. But he still told her, quote, I don't think I want you talking to them. And then he went on to tell Karrie that she needed to put the police off as long as possible. He said, tell them, I'm sorry, I got a counseling appointment back in New Jersey tonight. And like told her to make it seem like she was really going through it.
That's awful.
And then asked her, could you cry? And she said, I might.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was pretty incriminating.
This is some cold shit.
Cold.
From
and
her
like,
ex-husband and her daughter.
Yeah.
Like,
Their
damn, this is a
daughter.
daughter talking to her father about her mom.
Yeah, it sure is.
And he's like, can you cry? Like, manipulating her into like, fuck.
And that's the thing. She's like a fucking teenager.
Well, this is a father.
This is your dad.
manipulating their child.
Wait until you hear what really happened.
This is really this is cold.
This
is sinister.
This is giving sinister
Very
vibe.
sinister.
This guy's the scum of the earth.
Yeah, truly.
And apparently, we'll get there.
Really don't worry
I was
about
like,
it.
So the conversation between Karrie and Lloyd very much confirmed investigator suspicions, but at the same time, it wasn't completely incriminating.
It was sinister vibes, but
Right.
it was
That's what they said.
it was sinister vibes.
They were like, it's giving sinister vibe, but like
giving
it's not
sinister vibe,
incriminating.
but they honestly didn't say anything like, wow, I can't believe we got away with this. Kind of
Right.
thing, like it wasn't
Right.
right out there. It was just anybody looking at it would be like, yeah.
Exactly.
But you can't just go off of
Yeah. You can't go off of a
vibe.
Of
You
a
can't go
vibe.
off of a vibe.
No, unfortunately you can't. I go off of a vibe all the
Yeah.
time, but I think like when it comes to the law, they have this whole thing against that.
Yeah, that's the thing. But everybody listening, live your life off vibes if you want to.
Oh, please do.
Good vibes only, please. But
Chill vibes only.
yeah, legally we cannot.
Yeah, no. And the other thing is legally you cannot get a search warrant off of vibes.
Yeah, you can't.
So one of the biggest problems that the district attorney's office was facing was the undetermined cause of death on Michelle's autopsy. So they gathered up all the forensic evidence and all the autopsy reports, and they took everything to a private forensic pathologist for a second opinion. Unfortunately, Michele had been cremated,
Oh no.
so there was no body to examine.
Damn it.
But this private pathologist also noted the mark on Michelle's chin, and he noted that petechial hemorrhaging was there and was very suspicious.
Uh-huh.
And after looking over some more papers, he looked up at the detectives and the district attorney and said, this is a homicide.
Hell yeah, he knew.
He knew.
Good job.
So on January 24th, 2018, 5 months after Michele had been murdered, investigators visited Lloyd at his office in New Jersey, and another set of officers went to see Karrie at her apartment in Rochester, the one that her dad had,
Knock, knock, knock.
quote unquote, helped her move into. So confronted with all the evidence that they had at this point, Lloyd still maintained that he was at his hotel in Rochester all night, and he said, I'll take a polygraph test. I'll take one right
okay.
now. Like, let's go.
Cool.
So they weren't very surprised by his confidence because they knew between the two of them, if somebody was going to crack, it was going to be Karrie.
Of course, she's a child.
And they were right.
Yeah.
Once Karrie was brought into the police station for questioning, she told them everything.
Which tells you she did not want a part of this.
Exactly.
And was, like she had done her whole life, it sounds. She
Going
snapped
along.
to attention front and center when he told her to.
Exactly, because she was scared of him.
Yeah.
And wanted to make her
It's your
dad happy
dad.
to avoid
That's the
whatever what happened if he wasn't happy.
This isn't a grown-ass adult. This is a child who's being manipulated by their parent.
Exactly. It's really sad.
Against their other parent. which is some of the worst kind of manipulation you can imagine.
Well, and wait until you hear like how he
God.
manipulated her to do this. It's terrible. I can't imagine being in the position that Karrie was in. So according to Karrie, she and her father returned to Corning after they did move into her apartment that afternoon. And she let her father in the house. And Michele was standing at the top of the stairs when they walked into Michelle's house.
Yeah.
And as soon as Michele saw Lloyd, she started yelling and was like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
So they started arguing, and they eventually made it to Michelle's bedroom to argue privately. And that's where the shouting continued. Karrie said, suddenly everything went silent.
Oh.
And at first she told detectives she didn't know why her mom had suddenly gone silent. But eventually she admitted it was because her mom was dead. So she told investigators she saw her mom dead laying on the bedroom floor.
So he just killed her in their bedroom, in her bedroom?
Yep.
While their children. Oh, God, because the younger one, the 14-year-old, was there.
Yep. Exactly. And she had no idea what was going on. So Karrie knew that was why her dad was in the house in the first place, because he had actually come to her a week before this and told her that he couldn't afford the monthly support that he had to pay Michele, and he was in so much debt that the only way he saw out was killing himself.
He's a fucking monster. You can't handle it, dude. Figure it the fuck out. Your kids should have nothing to do with your child support payments.
You go to your child and say, I can't afford to pay for you, so I'm going to kick it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, anybody who goes to their kids and talks about custody issues and shit and like child support, that's an asshole move.
And
like, that's
taking
a piece
your
of
own
shit
life?
move.
Like, what the fuck?
That's a piece of shit move.
And so knowing that Karrie's relationship with her mom was really strained at that point, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He knew Karrie would choose him over the mom, over Michele. So he casually suggested an alternative plan. He said, well, we could also kill your mother.
Jesus.
And he said all his financial issues would be solved. So she literally sat there, Karrie, in the detective's interview room and said, I had to choose.
I'm horrified.
She was faced with that decision.
at what these children
At 19
dealt with.
years old.
Imagine what they dealt with as little kids.
No, because if your father comes to you and is like, hey, either I'm going to kill myself, LOL, I'm not really actually going to do that. I never had any intention of doing that.
But why don't we just kill your mom?
But we could kill your mom.
Because I can't afford the child support for you.
Like, what?
Like, ugh,
what?
it's just gross.
I can't, it's like your brain can't even come up with that on its own. So Karrie went on to explain the rest of the night, telling investigators that Lloyd and Michelle's arguing eventually woke up her younger sister, who was at the house, the 14-year-old. So Karrie took her outside and put her into her car, and she just told her to wait.
These poor kids.
She said that she then went back inside, and when she got there, her mom was dead. So she and her sister went back to Rochester, and she said they left Lloyd in Corning to stage the scene to look like a suicide. Jesus. Now, based on the confession, she was arrested on second-degree murder charges for the murder of her mother.
Yeah, she knew about it ahead of time. I mean,
and she helped
like we
orchestrate
talked about it, this is a father manipulating her daughter, so it's very fucked up in every way imaginable, but
she played a role.
You helped plan it.
And it's,
you were
I
there.
mean, the law's pretty black and white, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately.
It's not your responsibility to stop it physically. I mean, this is a grown man. You're a child. This is your father, but you call the police.
Well, and she let him in the house.
That's the thing.
Like this wasn't even the house that he
it.
had shared with Michele. This was the house that Michele had gone on her own.
And it's the sad reality that it's like you had a chance to stop it. You could have called the police.
It's awful. So with Karrie's confession on the record, investigators had everything they needed to arrest Lloyd now. But they ran into a pretty big issue.
What?
He never showed up for that polygraph test at the police station that he said he was going to come to.
Don't even tell me.
And officers lost sight of him.
Are you fucking kidding me, guys?
They lost sight of
Are
him.
you kidding me?
But luckily, they were able to use data from his
thank
cell
goodness.
phone. And they tracked him to a parking garage in Princeton, New Jersey, where he was threatening to jump from the top floor.
Oh, fuck off, Lloyd.
Like, oh, you just murdered a whole ass person and involved your daughter, and now you're going to jump?
You're still trying to manipulate everybody's emotions? Get out of here.
Never going to.
Get out of here.
So the officers in Princeton negotiated with him for over 2
Oh my God, what a waste of
hours.
fucking time. It's like, just come down. We know you're coming down.
Exactly.
So just stop.
So finally, in a moment when he briefly looked away, an officer tackled Lloyd and placed him under arrest for the first-degree murder of Michele Neurauter. Karrie was taken to Corning that evening and formally charged on 1 count of second-degree murder. And at that point, she was denied bail.
Wow.
So she was taken to the Steuben County Jail. Lloyd, meanwhile, he was still in New Jersey and now had to be extradited. So that was a whole thing now.
Yeah.
So 2 days later, on January 26th, Karrie was arraigned in the city of Corning, and she entered a plea of not guilty to second-degree murder. And she waived her right to a preliminary hearing. That's always so hard to say.
Yeah.
A few days later, Lloyd appeared before a judge in New Jersey where he waived extradition proceedings, and then he was eventually transferred also to Steuben County. So he and his daughter Karrie were finally formally indicted in late February in Steuben County, New York. In total, he was indicted on 7 felony accounts.
Damn.
First-degree murder, second-degree attempted murder, first-degree burglary, first-degree custodial interference, tampering with physical evidence, second-degree conspiracy, and second-degree criminal solicitation.
Wow.
And Karrie was indicted on 4 felony counts: second-degree murder, first-degree custodial interference, tampering with physical evidence, and second-degree conspiracy. And District Attorney Brooks Baker told the press, "This appears to be the ultimate domestic violence case.
Oh, it's awful.
What is clear from the evidence is this was not a crime of passion. This was planned, calculated, and a purposeful killing."
And he destroyed Carrie's life.
100%.
Like you not only killed this woman, her mother, but you destroyed her life.
Yeah, no matter if she goes to jail for 25 years or she doesn't go to jail, like, you've ruined her life. She's going to look back on this and blame herself forever.
Yeah, that's the guilt she's going to feel, and like it's like this is so bad.
And now
this
she's
isn't
lost
like a
both her
random
parents.
person,
Like, you didn't hire a
soliciting somebody
hitman.
to kill somebody. It's like, this is your father convincing you that this is his only way out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't imagine
The emotional manipulation.
the trauma that these kids faced. Like, that for her to
Seriously.
be manipulated into that by him, like the trauma they had to have faced while they were children up until that point must have been so immense from him.
Even just those small comments that you heard from family friends, like he would
Yeah.
yell front and center.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like,
And people described like him as making their appearance immaculate. Like, kids are
Yeah.
not meant to be immaculate.
no, they're
fucking
meant to be in
kids.
like just wild and it's like they should have jam on their face.
Yeah.
They should
like, sure, are there moments where you want your kids to look
Of
presentable for
course.
like your Christmas
You
card or
try to
whatever?
wipe their
Totally.
face. You try to keep their hands clean.
But they're
you keep
not meant
those
to be
fingernails clean.
immaculate. Like,
But no, it's like be kids.
No,
and it
but-
doesn't sound like they were allowed to be. And that's the thing. They weren't allowed to be kids because he was sitting there talking about the custody issue and the financial stuff with his children, which is something in my opinion, you should never fucking do.
no,
They
never.
should know nothing about your
No.
financial situation, your anything situation. They should be kids
Kids
and
should
kids
be
alone.
kids.
That's it. They should never have to know about adult issues
No.
between you or anything like that. And it's
Drew
like,
and I talk about that all the time. That's like one of my biggest things. Because when I was little, I knew everything
Way
that was
too
going on in my
much.
household. I knew money problems. I knew I knew custody problems.
And you shouldn't.
And it makes you have to grow up so much faster.
Yeah.
And then you look at other people's childhoods and you're like, oh, like you weren't worried about like
you were carefree.
like you didn't have to
what?
lend your mom your tooth fairy money. Like what?
Oh my God, that's so awful.
But yeah, but like that's
That's-
why that's one of my biggest things when I have kids is like our kids will be kids.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't
And
put that
everybody
on them.
can raise their kids how they want to because
Of course. Everybody's
whatever.
going to raise kids
but
differently.
this is just our opinion on the matter. So take
It's
it.
my opinion.
Take it or leave it, but I think this is really fucked up what he did to these kids. This is 100% his fault.
You're not the only one that thinks
Yeah.
that. Solidarity,
All
sister.
right, cool.
And actually, many professionals feel the same
Awesome.
way. So. Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl.
or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70.
Need a boost? Sometimes all it takes is tapping into your inner cool. Icebreaker's gum helps you unleash the confidence within. Each chew releases a rush of icy flavor powered by cooling flavor crystals, sending a wave of refreshment to reinvigorate all your senses. Icebreaker's convenient pack fits everywhere, from car cup holders to backpack pockets, so you can find your cool wherever you go. Grab Icebreaker's gum online or at a store near you.
Now, so from the moment they were arrested, investigators knew that Karrie would be the easiest one to flip. She was young. She really didn't have a direct involvement in the murder as far as they knew. And she very much seemed to have a shit ton of guilt about what she'd been involved in. So after a few weeks while she was in jail, the district attorney met with her to talk about a plea deal. And it was during this interview that she actually revealed the shocking fact that despite what she had told investigators originally, she actually had helped her father stage the scene.
Oh, no, Karrie.
Yes. She didn't play a direct role in the murder. Like, her father very much murdered, but she helped cover it up. She told investigators he opened the door and my mom was laying on the floor, and he said he needed help lifting her. We dragged her around the corner, and he tied the rope to one of the prongs of the banister and lifted her up and put her, she said, lifted her up and threw her over the side. And she was sobbing while she was saying this. Like, I
can't fathom this.
She was traumatized on another level.
The situation this girl was put into is
horrific.
She was put into this situation.
She was emotionally manipulated.
She was, that's horrible.
And
that's horrible.
She also admitted that her father had ridden in the trunk of her car all the way back to Rochester, and her little sister never even knew he was in the car.
That's terrifying.
She snuck him in the trunk, and he stayed in the trunk the entire time that they drove back.
He's a fucking demon.
Knowing that he had just murdered their mom, knowing that Karrie had to pretend like she hadn't just played some kind of role in that.
He's a piece of absolute shit, this guy.
And the little sister has no fucking idea what's going on. Like,
and it sounds like Karrie is just, like, she made very bad choices, obviously.
Of course.
Very bad, like, unimaginably bad. Manipulated by a parent, which is the worst kind of manipulation. I can't even fathom that.
Right.
And then it seems like she was also trying to protect her younger sister.
She absolutely
who
was.
I'm sure she had to protect a lot from him.
Yep.
Like, I'm sure that became a little bit of her job.
Absolutely.
Is protect the younger ones.
I'm sure.
And it's like, that's fucked up. That
should never be in that
that's
position.
the role that she had to play all these different roles to try to keep everything the way that she thought it was. But, like, it's really sad. And again,
the whole thing.
Second-degree murder? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You didn't call the police. You didn't stop it in that sense in any way. But damn, this is an awful situation.
It really is. Because the sad thing is, it's like, she didn't have to do this. No way she didn't have to do this. But then you look at it and you're like, if she called the police on him and, like, he didn't go to jail, what would have happened to her?
Oh, there's no way to put yourself in that situation.
There was no
with a
winning.
parent, like, and especially like that kind of situation. None of us can probably imagine it.
Right.
There really isn't. There's no winning, but, like, fuck. It's an unimaginable situation on every level.
Truly.
From the beginning.
Truly. So she did take the deal. In exchange for testifying against Lloyd, she pleaded guilty to 1 count of second-degree manslaughter.
Okay.
And she went on the record as having helped her father.
Oof.
Yeah. So during the hearing, she explained to the court how her father had confronted her with the ultimatum. Either she helped him kill Michele or he was going to kill himself. And she said she didn't know what to do, so she agreed to help. And so this is actually like a thing that was done to her. It has like an actual term. Because in later interviews, Brooks Baker would explain that Karrie had undergone what's known as parental alienation. It's a process where one parent consistently criticizes and devalues the other parent with the intention of turning that child against the other parent.
Oh yeah, you can. That's like literally something that you can claim in custody issues is like to keep them away from the other parent, like because they will like claim parental alienation.
Yeah, that's when you get like a guardian ad litem, I think it's called, and that's when they kind of start to work their way into a situation like that.
Which
it's sad that it sounds like maybe a guardian ad litem would have been a better answer here.
Honestly, and
just because the relationship between Michele and Lloyd had gotten so contentious that I think there needed to be like a third party.
Yeah,
because it sounded like the kids were being so affected by this.
And that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah,
like that really does. That sucks that people do this to their kids. And it's like your relationship with your adult relationship should not have anything to do with your children.
No, and it's so sad. I don't know why I just thought of this, but like I was looking at pictures of them together because I try to look at pictures to kind of like understand who the people are and everything. And there was pictures of like Michele and Lloyd when they first got together, and Karrie and the older sister as babies. Just
I was looking at those pictures and they all look so
happy.
Like he looks like a happy, goofy dad.
Yeah, I think there's pictures of him like in the delivery room. Like it kind of looks like when I was looking at some of them, and he looks so excited and like happy to become a dad. And I'm like,
how did you
what your future was?
And how did you like go from there to turning into this fucking awful monster? And again, you want to like the marriage, you want to end the marriage, that's fine.
End
but
the
like
marriage.
Keep that relationship and that contention away from your kids.
Seriously. It's
but
so
like
sad.
and it's like sometimes people are just not allowed to do that because the other parent won't let it happen. It's like that sucks.
It's really sad, and it's really tragic how toxic divorce can become. Especially for the kids involved in divorce. And even when there's no kids involved in divorce.
It just sucks.
Yeah, all around.
It sucks. I feel bad. Anybody going through that, I'm sorry. That sucks. Because I can't even imagine, and I would have no advice to give you because it's just I can't even fathom that.
No.
And you can't prepare for it. People are different in every situation. So it just sucks. This is just a fucking terrible situation.
It's tragic. It really is. So with Karrie having pled guilty and planning to testify against her father, the DA's office got ready for what they figured Lloyd's most obvious defense would be, that Karrie was the one who had killed Michele and he was just protecting her all along.
Oh, yeah.
Because again, all of the evidence against him was circumstantial so far, and the only one who had confessed to anything was Karrie. So he easily could have turned around and like gone after her.
If he does that,
well,
like he's a fucking monster, but it's like how low can you go?
Yeah, pretty low.
Oh.
So District Attorney Baker was anticipating an uphill battle of a trial, so he went to Lloyd with a deal offer. He said, you can plead guilty to the charge of first-degree murder, face a sentence of 25 years to life in prison, and the additional charges will drop them if you take this deal. Now, at the time it was offered, like we know, Lloyd was facing several felony counts, with additional charges now being added after the fact, because it was discovered that he and his sister, Wendy Manila there, had attempted to bribe Karrie to change her testimony.
What the fuck? Fuck you, Wendy, too.
Yeah, she actually ended up getting arrested, too.
Fuck both of you.
They told Karrie that they would get her a lawyer, like one of the best lawyers, and that she would like get out of everything if she didn't do this.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What is wrong with these people?
I do not know.
Oh.
So he was now facing extra charges against that. But at the same time, Brooks Baker, the DA, was like, I don't know if he's going to be the kind of guy that's willing to come to the table with a compromise. Like, this guy never backed down.
No.
Is he really going to back down now? But after weeks of consideration, Lloyd surprised the DA's office and he accepted the deal.
Wow.
Which is shocking
to
me.
I'm shocked by that.
So after as with the deal offered to Karrie, Lloyd would have to go before a judge and explain on the record what he had done. And at the moment he started talking, Baker was like, oh no, this entire deal is going to fall apart. He said, I thought we were going to go bad from minute one, because he starts off blaming Michele.
Wow.
Blaming Michele. But just as quickly as he blamed her, he actually surprised everybody again by reversing his course. Baker told CBS, he sort of said, but that doesn't matter. I have no excuse. Murder is wrong.
It's like all of a sudden he was like, beep, beep, boop. I'm supposed to say this. Like,
actually, I have to get a plea deal, so let me.
Anything you say
around.
after blaming the murder victim for their own murder is pretty moot.
Pretty mute. So he went before the judge on October 12th, 2018. He confessed that he had killed his ex-wife in order to, quote, take custody of his 14-year-old daughter and to end the financial burden of paying Michele as part of a divorce settlement.
Wow.
It's like, dude, just go back to court if you
That's
don't
the
want to pay that
thing.
much money. Or just stop paying even. Like, even that's better than murdering someone.
Anything short of murder
Yeah.
is a better idea.
Right? Now, he also admitted, obviously, to manipulating and coercing Karrie into helping him cover up the murder and enlisting his sister to bribe Karrie into changing her testimony.
Well, I'm shocked that he just admitted all this.
He had to, or else he wasn't going to get the deal.
I know. I'm surprised he took this deal, like forcing him to
I
have
know.
to admit it.
I am too, because no matter what, he was going to basically spend the rest of his life, or like the better part of his life in prison. So 2 months later, he went before a Steuben County judge where he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Bye.
And at the hearing, he told the court that he had found God.
No one cares.
And now he felt remorse about killing Michele.
Good for you.
But was quick to add, and this is his words, not mine, Michele was unstable and needed to be committed to a mental institution.
Oh, there you are.
Like, you really had to just
There he
throw
is.
that in
He's
there?
back, everybody.
Like, how's God, bud?
Yep.
So before the sentence was passed, Michele's mom got to read her victim impact statement, and she said, Lloyd Neurauter abused and tortured my daughter for 25 years. He coerced his own daughter into helping him kill her mother. Karrie is now in jail, facing the possibility of years in prison. Lloyd Neurauter should never be given the opportunity to harm anyone again. Please, Your Honor, give him life without parole.
Yes.
And that he did.
Because it's like, this isn't just a guy. It's bad enough when a man will kill his wife, or like, the mother of his children.
Yeah.
Like that's unthinkable.
Mm-hmm. But
To add your child into the fray
what
and let them take
actual fuck
part of the shit
How
with
do you do that?
That's something. My brain just like explodes every time I think about it.
Mm-hmm. So he is servingly. I combined currently and serving. He is currently serving his sentence at the maximum security Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora, New York.
Oh.
And now that leaves us with Karrie.
Yeah, I'm dying to know what's happening here.
So a week after her father was sentenced, she went before the same judge, and she was sentenced to 1 to 3 years in state prison. Ultimately, she did serve 2 years of that sentence, and she got released on January 16th, 2020.
Wow.
Now, a lot of people, even before and after her sentence was passed, they went out of their way to convey that in certain ways she also was a victim, like we've been saying this whole time, of her father's cruelty.
Yeah.
Michele's mother, so Karrie's grandmother, wrote in a letter to the judge saying, I do not believe my daughter Michele would want a long prison sentence for her daughter. She would want her to eventually lead a happy life.
Wow.
Which is...
That tells you all you need to know.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
And Brooks Baker, the DA, agreed. He said, if anything, the more information I have learned about the methodology the father used to get control, the more confident I am that this was the appropriate result.
See, and that all tells you that they know more than we do about
Way
what
more.
happened here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it's way worse than we thought on his end.
100%.
And that,
And I think Karrie having to live mentally with what she was a part of
that's
the rest of her
punishment,
life,
I would say,
is a punishment in and of itself. Now, reflecting on the case, Brooks Baker, hard to say, remarked, having the daughter involved was very unusual. This is the first case I've dealt with where the child is involved in the homicide of a parent. I hope it's my last.
I also hope that, my guy.
Yeah. But that is the story of the murder of Michele Neurauter. Such a tragic story. And it sounds like since Karrie was released, she's just kind of gone on to lead a very private life.
Well, I
hope the best for her. I really do.
I hope she gets the help that she needs.
Yeah.
From what was clearly a traumatic childhood and a traumatic, young adulthood.
And I really, truly hope that her father leaves her alone.
Like, I hope that she never fucking has to hear from that piece of shit again.
No, it's not a healthy relationship that's going to offer her anything.
Oof.
In my opinion, at the very least.
What a terrible case.
Yeah.
That is terrible in every way that it could be terrible. Poor Michele.
Truly.
Those poor kids.
Seriously.
And Michele's mom.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, she is incredible.
She laid it down about Lloyd, and then she laid it down about Karrie being manipulated.
And the fact that she already had to spend so many years estranged from her daughter because of Lloyd, and then Lloyd took her daughter forever.
Yeah.
That poor, poor family.
Wow.
I also hope nothing but the best for them.
I know. I hope everyone that, isn't Lloyd, I hope they're
thriving.
doing well.
Me too.
And I hope they're, living a peaceful existence.
Me too.
But fuck.
Yeah. But I hope that you guys keep listening.
Yeah. And we hope you
keep
it
weird. But that's where you ever convince your child to murder your spouse, because that's a fucking wild thing to do, and you shouldn't have children if you're going to do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Bye.
In the U.S., there's a break-in every 26 seconds. But when intruders step near, Simply Safe Home Security steps up.
Stop. This is Simply Safe. Police are on the way.
Using AI alerts, U.S.-based live agents help deter break-ins. Simply Safe, no long-term contracts. Save 50% on your new system with professional monitoring at simplysafe.com/SXM or with promo code SXM.
Outdoor deterrence requires a Simply Safe Active Guard outdoor protection plan starting at $49.99 a month. Visit simplysafe.com/licenses for alarm license information. Tennessee 2012.
Talk about regrets. We all know someone who's been in a car accident and said, I don't need to call a lawyer, only to regret it after their pain and damages were worse than expected. When someone hurts you, you deserve to be compensated fairly. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm, fighting for the people for over 35 years. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast. Their fee is free unless they win.